In this video, I'll take you through the steps involved in using the document translation feature that's available with the Watson Language Translator service. To get started, I've logged into my IBM Cloud account, and the first thing that I'll do is go ahead and create a new instance of the Language Translator service. So I've gone to the IBM Cloud catalog. If I click on this AI section here and scroll down, I can click on the Language Translator tile. I'm going to create a free light plan instance of the Language Translator service. I'll accept the defaults here and simply click on Create. Once our new service instance has been created, we're taken to this Getting Started page. And if I scroll down to step 3 here, this Translated Document section, and click on this Translating Documents link, it's this tutorial that we'll follow through the course of this video to outline the steps that we'll use to translate a document with the Language Translator service, but very importantly, when we translate the document, maintain the formatting of that document. So the first thing that we'll do is submit the document to translate. You get this sample curl command here, and if I go and I copy the content and paste that into a text editor here, you'll see that there's some arguments that I need to update that are specific to our service instance and to our scenario. So first thing we need to do is get the API key for the Language Translator service that we just created. So if I go back to my IBM Cloud tab here and click on the service credentials page for the Language Translator service, if I click on View Credentials here, I can grab this API key value and copy it, and I can replace the API key value here with the actual API key for our service. The file that we're going to translate is one that's called resume with a file extension of docx. That's actually a template file that comes with Microsoft Word. And maybe just to take a quick look at that, if I go to my file system and look at the document here in Word, you'll see, I didn't create any of this text. Again, it's a template document that comes with Microsoft Word, some generated text here, and importantly the formatting, and I guess it's the formatting that we want to see is maintained after we translate the text in the document. So this is the document that we're going to translate. If I close that for now and go back to our curl command, let's see what else we need to update. We'll use the example of translating from English to French, and then importantly we need to go back to our Watson service and get the URL that we are going to use when we issue the curl command to the Language Translator service. So I copy that URL from the Language Translator, I paste it in here, and at this point now we can copy this curl command and go back to our terminal window and paste that in. And if I paste that in, I will have submitted the document to the Language Translator service to translate. So if we go back to the tutorial, then to this tab here, you'll see the next step for us to follow is to check the translation status of that document we've just submitted. Again, there's a sample curl command for us to work with. So if I go back, if I copy that and go back to our text editor, come down a few lines, let's just copy this line. It's easier, but you'll see we need to use the API key for the service again. You'll see we need to use the URL again. We've got that before, so we copy that and paste that in here. Importantly, then we need to update this document ID value that's included here with the actual document ID of the one that we've just submitted to the Language Translator service. So we'll get that from our terminal window with this document ID value that was returned when we issued that submit command just a moment ago. So let's copy that value and replace it in the sample curl command here. Paste across, or select across and paste. And with that, we should be able to copy this curl command and go back to our terminal window, paste it in, and we should see that the document translation status has changed to now being available. Right, so now we're in a position to go and download the document that we've submitted for translation and has been translated and is now available. And we'll do that following the steps outlined here in step 3. So, download the translated document. You'll see another curl command for us to work with. So let's copy the values there. Go into our text editor, paste in here. Again, we'll speed things up by just copying this line with the API key. Our output this time, we're going to create a file on the local file system called resume-f4, and it's going to have an extension of docx. Again, you'll see we've got to replace the URL value and the curl command here. Let's paste that in here. And importantly, we copy the document ID from the earlier curl command and drop it in here. So we should be, yeah, that looks good. Good to use this curl command now to download the translated document. So paste that in here and press enter. And I should see on my file system that I have a new, new document ID here, this resume-f4 docx. And if I open this guy in Microsoft Word, you'll see, you know, formatting is being maintained, but the text in the document has been translated to French. Super. Okay, so good stuff. Let's see then how we might go about translating the initial source document to yet another language, and that's step 4 of the tutorial that we've been following. So if I go to step 4 here, you know, translate a previously submitted document. Again, sample curl command for us to work with. So copy that, and let's go back to our text editor. Paste that in. Copy the API key line as before. Oops, paste it as before. The document ID that we're going to work with this time is the one that we had before for the document that was submitted earlier. So let's replace that here. Source is English, target is Portuguese in this instance. We replace the URL. Copy and paste, and so this should tell the language translator to take the source document that was submitted, you know, in this step up here, in step 1 in the tutorial with this command here, and translate that now to Portuguese. So let's paste that in our terminal window here, and once that command has been issued, you'll see that we get a new document ID. So this is going to be the document ID that we'll use when we go to download this document in a minute. And you'll see that, as before, the status is processing initially. You know, with the time it'll take me to manipulate the curl command to download, I'd be pretty sure that that status will change from processing to available. So rather than go through the steps to check the status again, I'm just going to go straight to the downloading step here. So downloading the translated document. So I copy the command from step 3 in this tutorial and go down and paste. So we're going to work with this API key again and go and replace it here. The output this time is going to be resume-pt for Portuguese and an extension of docx. We're going to replace the URL as we've done many times before. Copy and paste, and then importantly we need to use the document ID for the newly translated file that would have been given to us in a return from the command that was issued just a moment ago. So you know, when we made the earlier command to translate to Portuguese, we got this response back. We got this document ID here, and it's this document ID that we're going to copy into the curl command that we're going to issue to the service here now. So I'm going to paste that in here, and then I'm going to select the curl command and drop it into my terminal window and press enter. So I should be able now to go to my file system and see that I have a new file on the file system, and I do. And if I open this file, you'll see again, you know, formatting has been maintained, but the text for the document has been translated this time from English to Portuguese. So that concludes, I guess, the steps that I wanted to go through in this video. I guess you'll see that it's really easy to take a document, pass it to the Watson language translator service, maintain the format, but translate the text. So hopefully you found this useful, and thanks for your time. Bye bye.